Hey folks, Matt Ryder, how you guys doing? Today is the last day of National Poetry Month 2020. Sorry to see it go. Um, and I've been trying to read almost every day. Missed a couple days here and there. But today we're going to continue with the W's. And hopefully later today I got some more poems for you as well. We'll see how this Thursday goes. And it's the last day of the month. But doing this series kind of has inspired me to want to do this more. And I know a lot of people have been asking me for some of my poems, so I think I'm just gonna probably record, maybe not every day. That would be a little ambitious and impossible. But I'm gonna start recording some of my poems like this because they're not making them anywhere else, so I might as well share them with you guys. And if anybody ever wants them, you know my number. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna start with the doctor, the good doctor, WCW, William Carlos Williams, and what can I say about William Carlos Williams? Probably the greatest short poem poet ever. Really amazingly concise in all his poems and in his imagery. And he's from just up the, I know it says Jersey City, greatest city in the world, country in the world, sorry. William Carlos Williams grew up or was a doctor right up the road here in Rutherford. He was actually my fiance, Stephanie, her mom, Val. This was her pediatrician, which is kind of crazy. So inadvertently, these poems go out to you, Val. Hope you guys are safe out in Alamucci. Stay safe, stay clean. We love you. I'm just gonna read a couple poems of his, some good ones. And I could read this whole thing and it probably wouldn't take me that long, but I'm just gonna read a couple to you right now. Pastoral. When I was younger, it was plain to me I must make something of myself. Older now, I walk back streets admiring the houses of the very poor. Roof out of line with sides, the yards cluttered with old chicken wire, ashes, furniture gone wrong, the fences and outhouses built of barrel staves and parts of boxes, all, if I am fortunate, smeared a bluish green that properly weathered pleases me best of all colors. No one will believe this, of vast import to the nation. So these are going to be tough for me to read because they're probably the most annotated poems that I have, that I've written on. I'll try to find some that are a little less written on. Wonderful observations of nature and natural settings and just attention to detail in some of the most, well, to me, some of the most unnatural places. Rutherford is not as beautiful as it was when he was writing about it, or when he wrote this epic poem here. So again, if you're from Jersey, you got to read this. This is our state anthem, or I think anyway. I grew up right in Fairlawn, New Jersey, near Patterson Falls. There it is there. But go read this book. If you're from Jersey, it's like should be required reading. It's just there's so many great poems. You don't know where to start. Oh, I started early. That's right. The Lonely Street. School is over. It is too hot to walk at ease. At ease, in light frocks, they walk the streets to while the time away. They have grown tall. They hold pink flames in their right hands, in white from head to foot, with sidelong idling look, in yellow floating stuff, black sash stockings touching their avid mouths with pink sugar on a stick. Like a carnation each holds in her hand, they mount the lonely street. I'm sure you've heard of poems like this. Spring and all. By the road to the contagious hospital, under the, and think about, remember what I said the other day about poems having context within what's going on right now. That's the first line. By the road to the contagious hospital, under the surge of the blue mottled clouds driven from the northeast, a cold wind. Beyond the waste of broad, muddy fields, brown with dried weeds, standing and falling, patches of standing water, the scattering of tall trees. All along the road, the reddish, purplish, forked, upstanding, twiggy stuff of bushes and small trees with dead, brown leaves under them, leafless vines, lifeless in appearance, sluggish, dazed spring approaches. They enter a new world naked, cold, uncertain of all, save that they enter. All about them the cold, familiar wind, now grass, tomorrow the stiff curl of wild carrot leaf. One by one's objects are defined. It quickens, clarity, outline of the leaf, but now the stark dignity of entrance. Still, the profound change has come upon them. Rooted, they grip down and begin to awaken. Spring is almost here. Oh, God. Sorry. Famous poem. Here you go, real quick. Ready? So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow. I screwed it up. Glazed with rain, water, beside the white chickens. Sorry again. I mean, I know that one by heart, but perhaps the greatest image of all time. An image that nobody expects to see in North Jersey these days. What am I going to end on? I'm going to read a poem that I probably haven't read before, or at least haven't acknowledged before, so I'm just going to stop somewhere and just see what it brings me. This might be a good one. Maybe not. Oh. Sorry, it's like reading these all at once again. Since I'm aching for it today, I'm going to end on the sun. And again, I don't know if I really encountered this one in a while. No notes on there. The sun, and this is the last poem of William Carlos Williams, Rutherford, New Jersey. Represent Bergen County. What's up? The sun lifts heavily, and cloud and sea weigh upon the unwaiting air. Hasteless, the silence is divided by small waves that wash away, whose wave is without sound and gone. Old categories slacken, memoryless, weed and shells where, in the night, a high tide left its mark, an end block of half-burned wood, washed clean, the slovenly beard rocks hiss. Obscene refuse charms this modern shore. Listen, it is a sea snail singing. Relax, relent, the sun has climbed, the sand is drying. Lie by the broken boat, the eelgrass bends and is released again. Go down past knowledge, shelly lace, among the rot of children screaming their delight, logged in the impenetrable nothingness whose heavy body opens to their leaps without a wound. William Carlos Williams, so many. I mean, I could just read him all day. Would it be fair to acknowledge the W's without the biggest W of all? Uncle Walt. Excuse me. And everybody's obviously familiar with Leaves of Grass, but I'm going to read some other poems because according to this book, there were other poems. Oh, other writings. Sorry. Well, sorry, I got that wrong. Anyway, it's still early. It is. So I'm going to read a couple of Uncle Walt's poems to you. Again, you know, not gonna lie, I was in high school and watching Dead Poets Society, so I was inspired by that. And you know, I keep saying not gonna lie. Why should I lie? I think just because once on The Simpsons they said that Robin Williams ruined teaching for everybody, I've always had to say I'm not gonna lie. But Dead Poets Society and Walt Whitman moved me immensely. So I owe him a lot. I owe Robin Williams a lot. I owe Walt Whitman a lot. Uncle Walt. And I'm going to start with, and again, not known. I mean, he's known for some short poems, but not that well known for some short poems. I'm going to read a couple short poems to you real quick. To a President. This one's for you, Donnie. Even though it wasn't to him, it was to, obviously, President Lincoln. But nevertheless, all you are doing to a president, all you are doing and saying is to America dangled mirage. Sorry, let's start over. All you are doing and saying to America dangled mirages. You have not learned of nature, of the politics of nature. You have not learned the great amplitude, rectitude, impartiality. You have not seen that only such as they are for these states, and that what is less than they must sooner or later lift from these states. It's like what they're talking about, the states taking care of, that's the poem to the president, Trumpy. Look at the Uncle Walt gave us. I love these little guys, these little wonderful little poems here. A farm picture. Through the ample open door of the peaceful country barn, a sunlit pasture with cattle and horses feeding, a haze and vista, and the far horizon fading away. I just want to sit there and checking it out. Right? The runner. On a flat, and right now, runners. On a flat road runs the well-trained runner. He is lean and sinewy with muscular legs. He is thin clothed. He leans forward as he runs with lightly closed fists and arms partially raised. And mouth agape if it's a runner around here these days without wearing a mask. Beautiful women. Women sit and move to and fro, some old, some young. The young are beautiful, but the old are more beautiful than the young. Mother and babe. I see the sleeping babe nestling the breast of its mother, the sleeping mother and babe hushed. I study them long and long. To old age. I see you in the estuary that enlarges and spreads itself grandly as it pours into the great sea. Offerings. 1,000 perfect women and men and women appear. Around each gathers a cluster of friends and gay children and youth with offerings. And here you go, right back to the from the president to the states. We'll go with this. Why reclining, interrogating? Why myself and all drowning? What deepening twilight scum floating atop of the waters? Who are they as bats and night dogs askant in the capital? What a filthy precedentiad! O South, your torrid suns! O North, your Arctic freezings! Are those really congressmen? Are those really great judges? Is that the president? Then I will sleep a while yet, for I see that these states sleep for reasons, with gathering murk, with muttering thunder, and lambent shoots, we all duly awake, south, north, east, west, inland, and seabird, we will surely awake. Beauty of poems is that they are going to be timeless. Uncle Walt. You want to talk about timeless? I don't want to end this on a. Well, I'm just condemning the president. I don't want to end this on a solemn note, but here, just listen to these poems. Well, let me do one more that's kind of positive, and then I'll end the last couple minutes on the ones that are a little different. Again, this poem just because it struck me, and it's a poem that when I was kind of a hippie in college, I loved it. And I'm just going to read it, and I don't know if I could read it that well, but I'm going to try. Let me get another sip of my tea real quick. Eat your vegetables. All right. The music always round me. That music, sorry, screwed it up real. That music always round me. That music always round me, unceasing, unbeginning, yet long untaught, I did not hear. But now the chorus I hear and am elated, a tenor strong, ascending with power and health, with glad notes of daybreak I hear, a soprano at intervals, sailing buoyantly over the tops of immense waves, a transparent bass shuddering lusciously under and through the universe, a triumphant tutti, the funeral wailings that with sweet flutes and uh, and violins, and all I fill myself with. I hear not the volumes of sound merely, I am moved by exquisite meanings. I listen to the different voices, winding in and out, stirring, striving, contending with fiery vehemence to excel each other in emotion. I do not think the performers know themselves, but now I think I begin to know them. I remember that poem very distinctly in college, in undergrad, when I was perusing through his poems and going to see a lot of live music at the time. And boom, my world, Walt's world. All right, and that's what great poetry does. And here's what great poetry also does. It reminds us of how fragile we are. So 2 last poems, and this is dedicated to all of us have lost people lately. And so I'm not going to go out to one specific person, but to all of you who have lost somebody lately, these poems are for you. Oh, living, always, always dying. Oh, living, always, always dying. Oh, the burials of me past and present. Oh, me while I stride ahead, material, visible, imperious as ever. Oh, me, what I was for years, now dead. I lament not, I am content. Oh, to disengage myself from those corpses of me, which I turn and look where I cast them, to pass on, oh, living, always living, and leave the corpses behind. To one shortly to die. Uncle Walt. From the rest, I single you out, you, having a message for you. You are to die. Let others tell you what they please. I cannot prevaricate. I am exact and merciless, but I love you. There is no escape for you. Softly, I lay my right hand upon you. You just feel it. I do not argue. I bend my head close and half envelope it. I sit quietly by. I remain faithful. I am more than nurse, more than parent or neighbor. I absolve you from all except yourself, spiritual, bodily, that is eternal. You yourself will surely escape. The corpse you will leave will be but excrementitious. I'm sorry. Really rough word there. Really rough poem. The sun bursts out in unlooked for directions. Strong thoughts fill you, in confidence you smile. You forget you are sick, and I forget you are sick. And you do not see the medicines. You do not mind the weeping friends. I am with you. I exclude others from you. There is nothing to be commiserated. I do not commiserate. I congratulate you. Love you all, folks.